All right, are you all first and second grade? Are you okay? Realize still, it's been a very hot afternoon. I had to take off their sweaters because it was too much. So hopefully nobody faints on stage. All right, and we're also missing a lot of our class. Normally there are 11, and I think we're down to 7. So if anybody else in the first and second grade out there, come on up. Antonio, we'll start with you. Can you come up and point to Europe? Oh, correct. Brendan, come up and find South America. Correct. Joseph, come on up and find the Atlantic Ocean.
4, 3, 2, 1, correct.
Isabel, come up and careful of the cord when you come up. Would you point to Australia? 5, 4, 3.
Correct.
Maria, Antarctica.
5, 4, 3, correct.
Helena, find North America.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Correct. And Mary Grace, how about the Indian Ocean?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Correct. Very good. Antonio, can you point to the Arctic Ocean?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh, you got it. Can you tell everybody why it's white?
Because it's frozen.
Correct. And does anybody remember what it's called when the Arctic Ocean freezes in the wintertime? Joseph?
The ice cap.
Correct. Brendan, come on up and find the largest of all the 7 continents.
5, 4, 3.
That's an ocean, and it is the largest, but I want the largest continent.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Can you name it?
Asia.
Correct.
Isabel, can you come up and find Africa?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Incorrect. Correct. Ooh. Maria, can you find the Pacific Ocean?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Correct. Why did you point to 2 spots for one ocean?
Because
You turn it to the right.
they cut the map in half.
Do you know why they had to do that, to show a flat map? Why they had to cut it in half? Can somebody else explain it? Why do we have... They did cut it in half, but why is that? So they could make a map. It's a little bit tricky. Antonio?
Because you couldn't put a round thing on the wall.
That's right. It is the earth, a round thing. Yes. So they can't put a round, they have to make it flat. Very good. I think I was to Helena. Come on up. Can you point to... where is the greatest desert in the whole world? Correct. Do you know the name of it? Can you remember? Does anybody else remember? Isabel?
Africa.
That's the continent, but it's not the name of the desert. What's the name of the desert? Hurry in.
Sahara.
Very good. It is the Sahara Desert. Excellent. All right, Mary Grace. Let's see. Which continent do you think is the coldest of all the continents? You can either point or name it. Or both.
Europe.
No, Europe is probably pretty cold up at the top, but not the coldest. Joseph?
Asia.
You pointed to the right spot, but it's not Asia.
Antarctica.
Correct. And raise your hand if you know how many people live in Antarctica. Helena?
0.
You're right, very good. Does anybody know something that does live in Antarctica? Brendan?
Penguins.
Yes, penguins live in Antarctica. Very good. Which continent, this is tricky, which continent do we live in? Maria?
North America.
Correct. In North America, which country do we live in? This gets harder. Mary Grace, stand up.
Richmond.
That's the town. It's hard to remember country and town and continent. The continent is North America. And which, first of all, how many countries are there in North America? Joseph, you really look like you know this.
3.
There are 3. Can you all name them? Canada. No? United States. Very good. And what's this country? Mexico. Very good. Does anybody know something special that happened in Mexico? Very special. Helena, stand up.
Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Yeah, that's where Our Lady appeared to Juan Diego. Very good. So which of those 3, Canada, the United States, or Mexico, which one do we live in? Antonio?
United States.
That's correct. And now this gets harder. Are you paying attention? I'm up here. Which state? These are the United States. Which of those states do we live in? Actually, some of you live in another one. There's one person here. Which state? Brendan?
New Hampshire.
That's correct. Very good. I think, Isabel, you actually live in Massachusetts, but we're in New Hampshire right now. And does anybody, this is tricky, we haven't really talked about this very much, but does anybody remember which state this is? Helena? Do you know somebody who was from that state?
Miss Baker.
Yeah, that's where she came from. What's the name of the state, Joseph?
Florida.
Very good. Does anybody know which state is around right here near the Gulf of Mexico? Antonio, do you know the name of it?
Florida.
No, Florida's over here, sticking down. Over here a little bit. Brendan?
Louisiana.
Who's from Louisiana?
I don't know.
I don't know. Does anybody know? Mary Grace?
Brother Andre.
Yep, he's from Louisiana. And does anybody know, I think we'll just ask a couple more questions here. Which are the highest mountains in the whole world? Oh, you all know this. Isabel, come up and point. You're warm. I'll give you a clue. On the map, you can see the snow on the tops of the mountains. Okay, no, you're warm. It's not there. Maria. Yes, and somebody else named them. Brendan, what are those mountains?
The Himalayas.
Correct. So which is the highest of the Himalayan mountains? Helena. Number 1 highest mountain in the whole world. You don't remember? Raise your hand if you remember. Oh, nobody knows. It's Mount Everest, and it's right there. The highest mountain. Who knows? In Africa, there are some mountains. I think up here, a little bit down here. Which is the highest mountain in all of Africa? This is a hard word. Antonio? Don't raise your hand if you don't remember. Joseph, you remember?
Mount Kilimanjaro.
You got it. Very good. Who knows the names of the mountains in South America? The very large mountain range. Maria?
The Andes.
Correct. How about in our own continent, Isabel? How about in our own continent? What are these very large mountains over here? Do you remember? Okay, does anybody remember? Antonio?
The Rocky Mountains.
Very good. And I have a trick question. Did God ever live somewhere on earth? Joseph?
Yes.
Which person in the Blessed Trinity lived on earth somewhere?
Son of God.
The second person, Son of God. Very good. Does anybody know where? When he was born and when he was growing up and when he died on the cross, where was that? Where in the whole world did he live? Isabel, see if you know it. You're warm. It's not on this side of Africa. Let's see. Helena. No, this is the Mediterranean Sea, and you're right. It's near the Mediterranean Sea, but not over on that side. Brendan. You got it, right in there. And that's Bethlehem and Nazareth and Jerusalem. But who knows the name of that country today? Maria? Helena?
Nazareth?
No, that's one of the cities that when our Lord's growing up was called it. No, they still haven't city of Nazareth, but what's the name of the country? All those places right there where you grew up. Antonio.
Jerusalem.
That's one of the cities. What's the country? Maria?
Israel.
It's Israel. Very good. And I think that's all, so you may stand up and take a bow.